Should I, 24M, talk to my professor about the challenges of working with my classmate on a project when her mom is possibly going to be involved the entire time? I'm still taking online courses this semester. Anyways, I have to write a research paper about her family through an anthropological perspective, and she has to do the same about mine. We had planned to talk over Zoom on Saturday. Before the meeting, she said that she was shy. I said that I was shy too. I didn't think that she'd be this shy that her mom would be in our meeting. I barely talked to my classmate. Whenever I talked, the mom responded for her daughter as if she had anything to do with this project, which of course she doesn't. At one point during the conversation, the mother said to me, "It sounds like you want to get out of this project. If you have something to say, just say it. We won't be offended." I then said that wasn't the case at all, but that my anxiety sends the wrong signals at times. I've now considered backing out of this assignment even though it's a group effort between my classmate and I. The mother admitted to me that she read over the messages I sent to my classmate on Canvas, which discussed details about our project. I'm starting to believe that I've been in communication with the mom the entire time, and it will remain that way until this semester is over. Should I talk to my professor about what happened? This is my last semester before I graduate. The last thing I want is to fail because I'm working with someone that is not my classmate. If my classmate is really shy and nervous to talk to me, I'm not discriminating against her for that. I'm the same way. I'm just annoyed that I had to talk to her mom and might continue to moving forward. Any advice is appreciated. Wow. As someone currently teaching online, this is my worst nightmare. Occasionally I have students in real classes say something like, "My dad helped me with this," and it sends up major red flags. College, online or not, is about learning to function as an adult thinker and problem solver, on your own. This is a bizarre and damaging dynamic that your professor needs to know about. In the long run, you're helping your classmate out. Yes, talk to your professor. Tell him that the mother is way too involved in this. Be sure to mention that we won't be offended, and in addition to being concerned about academic integrity, you don't want to deal with that dynamic. He needs to explain to them that the work needs to be the students, and that if she's not prepared to handle that, she should seek assistance or take a break from college-level work until she's ready. Because sooner or later, she's going to encounter a situation that mom can't finesse for her, and she needs to not fall apart when that happens. Yes, talk with your teacher. I'm thinking it's better that you are being upfront about it instead of the teacher finding out in another way. Talk to your professor. Your classmate may not be doing the work, and that's not fair to you. Since this is your last semester, is this an upper-level class? If so, it's concerning that your classmate is unable to communicate on her own in a college class without a parent's interference. She's an adult, for heaven's sake. I mostly blame the parent for coddling her way too much. I doubt the kid grew up wanting to be that way. Sounds like the parent is suffocating more than coddling. Yeah, I would go to your professor. Your classmate is refusing to do the project if she's not even talking to you. It's also academic fraud, plagiarism if the mother is doing all the work for her. My best friend committed suicide after having an affair without telling her husband, and he's now asking me what happened. I don't know what to do. Names changed. I, 40F, best friend, 40F, Rachel, had been married for 20-something years to her husband, John, 42M. They moved away from Utah to stay in SoCal. We've kept in close contact ever since they moved, right up to the time she died. Last year, she came back to Utah to care for her father who had since passed. She was here for a year, and then returned to SoCal, where she complained that her life wasn't much. With her husband's encouragement and mine, she flew back here to Utah for a while to have a change of scenery and be close to family, and that's when the affair happened. One day, she confided in me that she started seeing someone. I was not that surprised, as on a few occasions, she told me she was thinking about divorce, but never went further than toying with the idea. On hearing about her affair, I cautioned her that she should deal with her marriage first and foremost, and she should have known better before engaging in extramarital affairs. She mentioned a name in passing, Jasper, but it wasn't someone I knew. He was married to, from what she told me. I was alarmed and she was embarrassed and dismissive, and that was the last we talked about it. Occasionally she would tell me, oh, I met Jasper today. But things took a turn for the worse when she saw that he was having fun holidaying with his wife. She was upset and angry and incredibly sad. A month later, she drowned herself in her father's apartment, her body only found after the smell was noticed by a neighbor. It's been about 6 months since she passed, and her husband and daughter, 24F, are back in town. He sent me a text last night, paraphrased, saying that he was looking for the truth as to why she killed herself and asking if there was anything I was keeping from him. He mentioned the name, Jasper. I think he knows or suspects something. From what I know, her suicide letter just said, I'm sorry, this was all my fault, but she never went into details. Her sister, who knew about her affair, told me to keep mum about it. I can only speculate why she killed herself, from guilt of the affair or from sadness that Jasper still was with his wife, or maybe even something else. What do I do? On one hand, I have a dead best friend I need to dignify. On another, it's incredibly unfair for her husband and daughter. But if I tell them, Lord knows what would happen. I'm at a loss. Edit, spelling. Update. Firstly, thank you all for your comments. I wouldn't have been able to make a decision without the help you guys provided. Being at a crossroads, balancing morals with consequence was tough. I've decided to approach her sister and talk to her about telling her husband. I've also wrote down a list of the facts, no speculation, for John to refer to, and I will pass it to him in due time when we meet up. I will not tell his daughter, that is his choice to do so. I have not replied to his text as Rachel's sister has approached him already. We are going to do it in the next few days, but as of right now we have not settled a date. Some of you were right that her sister knows more, though she has not divulged that information to me. I will update again if there is anything significant. Thank you all for both sides of solutions, and for additional details I did not think of. I've had a suicide in the family. Tell them. I guarantee they are torturing themselves asking why, and what if, and did I do something, and is it my fault, and could I have done something different? They need closure, and you can give them that gift. Yes, it might implode his and his daughter's world and maybe even the affair partners, but you can prevent a lifetime of unanswered questions and guilt. You don't need to try and justify or assume why your friend killed herself. You just need to state the facts. He already knows. He just needs you to confirm it. If you leave him to suspect forever, it will eat him up, and knowing that will eat you up. Please tell him. I would tell the husband in your situation. Lack of transparency pisses me off. I don't care about tarnishing a dead person's memory or all of that crap. People should be judged by their actions. Knowing about the affair may make it easier for him to get over her passing. Whether he decides to tell his daughter is up to him. Stop seeing this as talking shit about a dead person. This poor family just wants some closure. If your partner unexpectedly dies in such a horrible way, and you feel like everyone knows why but you, that would be maddening. Left with so many questions, trying to make sense of why it happened. Just tell the husband and let him decide whether to tell his daughter or not. It's obvious he already suspects things. To put it bluntly, she's gone and can't suffer anymore. Her husband and daughter are alive and suffering. Favor the living over the dead. People commenting here have clearly not been in a stable, long-lasting relationship. He should know. He will rack his brain thinking of every fight they had, any text he sent, every possible way to blame it on himself. Her daughter will think of every time she yelled back at mom, anything she said or did wrong, and will never find peace. Dad should know and decide if the daughter should know. You are a third party. He knew about Jasper, meaning your ex-BFF's sister shouldn't be that angry. I am sorry for your loss, but the consequences of your BFF's choices is going to spread like poison ivy psychologically to her husband and daughter. Tell the sister you will be telling the husband, unless she wants to do it herself. LL wife said I can sleep with other people. Should I? My wife, 48F, and I, 43F, have been together for 8 years, married for 5. We are very happy together in every way except our sex life. We used to have incredible sex all the time, but over the years it has tapered off, like it normally does. The problem is I have a healthy libido and she has been uninterested in sex for a few years now. We have sex a few times a year, but it's far from what I need. I don't push her, and we have had some healthy conversations about it, but it doesn't resolve anything. She has said several times that I can step outside of the marriage and sleep with whoever I want, because she knows I need that and she can't provide it. This might be a dream come true for some people, but I struggle with the idea. I straight up told her I could not and would not extend the same offer to her because I don't think I could handle it. She said she's fine with that, she doesn't need or want anyone else. Here's the thing, I don't want to sleep with just anyone, I miss that intimacy with her. I don't think I'm wired to be poly. That said, I'm horny all the time and I keep thinking about it. I'm scared it will ruin our marriage. She says she wouldn't be jealous, but the thought of her chilling at home while I'm out getting it on with someone else bothers me. She's like it's just sex. But how do you hook up with someone potentially repeatedly and not catch feelings? I have so many questions and conflicting thoughts. Anyone got any advice? Edit, FYI, as has been discussed, my wife is on an antidepressant, and she is considering getting off of it to see if it will help. Please know that I value her mental health more than sex and have asked her to be very careful with that. Also, a lot of people seem to think I'm a dude. To clarify, we are lesbians lol. Someone with a hormone disorder here. I've gone through periods of this and genuinely feeling so numb about sex. If she does ever balance out those hormones and enjoy second again, she'll be in a pit of shame for letting you do this, and then feel betrayed by you but know it's her fault for suggesting it, and it will likely erode her self-esteem and your relationship or ability to feel intimacy during sex. Just my opinion. Took me years, but my issue is that my hormonal pathways aren't strong enough to carry messages from the brain to my reproductive organs. It took a bit, but medication has helped a ton. No advice, just that I hope to find someone so caring as to try to figure it out rather than just jumping right into bed with someone else. The way you talk about your wife, it seems clear you really love and value her. Thank you. I do love her, and if anything ruined our relationship I'd be devastated. I hope you find your person who will love you the same way. Smiley face. Has she seen a doctor? She could be going through menopause and her hormones could be off. She hasn't gone to the doctor, but she has gotten some supplements online. We are hoping they spark something. She is open to talking to her doctor but said she wants to let the supplements settle out and see if they help. She's not menopausal, recently had a test for that. We kind of had a good run at the beginning of the winter, and I thought things were getting better, but then she shut down again and mentioned me sleeping with other people again. Several times. Woman shrugging. Polyamory is not a band-aid for sexual incompatibility. This is a recipe for disaster, and I would bet my bottom dollar would lead to huge problems in your marriage or divorce. A marriage is more than sex. It seems like you both believe that too and want the best for each other. If something in you is pumping the brakes, I'd listen to it. If she goes to the doctor and therapy and in the end it's just nope, not going to change, then you can talk again, but until then it seems like you might make a decision you can't take back, even with her blessing, for a temporary situation. Good luck, op. Edit, thank you for the award.